Hey everybody, welcome to Rank You Very Much. Episode 53, I believe. This is the podcast where we rank anything and everything for your viewing pleasure. I'm your host, Joe Bates. Today's episode is a dandy, folks. It may be our most controversial show we've ever had. We're talking about the best thing in Star Wars, and as always, we have two special guest experts. To the left of me, folks, is an expert in Twi'lek dancing and Wookiee yodeling, Brian Christoph. How you doing, Brian?
Pretty good. Happy to be here.
Brian, what is Twi'lek?
Oh, that's a race in Star Wars. Usually, in Return of the Jedi, there was a very sexy woman with Jabba the Hutt. It's also male pleasure slaves. And they don't have to be pleasure slaves. They can just be a person, like a Twi'lek.
I find this very offensive because gender is fluid, so just they're people, not male or female. Also, in Wookiee yodeling, so you're saying what Chewbacca is doing is yodeling?
No, that's talking. Yodeling is a type of song, and he goes, ah, and that's yodeling.
Wait, Wookiees yodel?
They can.
Okay, alright. Well, how has this helped you in any way?
Oh, it hasn't.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see what you have to say about the best thing in Star Wars. Looks like you're probably going to say Chewbacca. To the right of me, folks, is a aficionado in mock lightsabers, Mr. Austin Real.
How you doing?
Austin, what is your job? What does your expertise lead you to do usually?
Mostly just hang out at the conventions and point out flaws in replica lightsabers.
So you're basically just a real annoying guy who sits by the door.
Well, it's a Star Wars convention, so I'm not the most annoying person. I'm close.
You're definitely close.
I'm the most annoying person to them.
What? So you know, like, if the color of a lightsaber or something, you're like, that's not the correct.
Mostly like the button wouldn't be there, and that's not.
Have you ever seen a good lightsaber?
No.
Okay, well, all right.
When I see a functioning one, yeah, I'll be happy.
Well, if Trump gets his way. Less helpful than Star Wars Trek knowledge. Okay, well, we already have a Star Trek comment. Are you serious?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like you're bringing Star Trek in way too early to come. There's no best Star Trek thing because it's all the worst thing.
Okay.
Do you like Star Trek?
I do.
Oh, do you like Star Trek?
It's okay.
Say.
I appreciate its progressive
Watched it with my dad.
themes.
Oh, well, I'm glad you said dad and not daddy. I think that's the best thing that happened so far. Best thing in Star Wars, behind me is the list, and you may notice it is the biggest list we've had so far. We are ranking 17 items. I forgot to figure out a new round to help with this, but it doesn't matter. The round we'll be talking about the best thing about Star Wars, the entire franchise. Han Solo, the famous soundtrack, lightsabers, the Force, Chewbacca, Yoda, Skywalker family, vehicles, The Last Jedi, R2-D2, odd side characters, Boba Fett, wardrobe, extended universe, toys, and locations. And there's a little section right here for an 18 thing that you guys can come up with later. Star Trek is the best part of Star Wars. I disagree, Gordon Schmidt. And Patrick Murray, hey, I think you got a text message. Yeah, I did, Patrick. We are going to be talking about all these things as we go along and taking things off the list to get to a best one. Before we start, though, Brian, what's your criteria in ranking what the best Star Wars thing is?
My criteria for ranking the best Star Wars thing, I guess, just when you think Star Wars, what do you think of first? And is it an emotion of happiness?
Oh, so I see. So to you, anytime you hear Star Wars, the first thing you think of. So you kind of already figured out what your best Star
I
Wars.
guess not me personally, as like a group of people who think of Star Wars. Oh no, well, we're ranking as everyone as a whole, right? Not just me personally.
Well, no, we're just ranking what the best thing in Star Wars. What that means to you is what I'm asking you right now. Your criteria. So for you, it is the overall semblance of everybody.
Yeah.
I got lost. I'm not gonna lie.
Austin Rita, what's your criteria in ranking what the best Star Wars thing is? I don't know.
Being honest and true to what Star Wars is.
Oh, I see. So the actual core thing.
The core of Star Wars is what matters. There's too much peripheral fan service crap out there that really has nothing to do with Star Wars.
I see. So you don't care about the fans. So
I hate Star Wars fans. They're some of the worst fans out there. And I am one. So,
no, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah, but we are terrible.
Do you think Star Wars fans are the worst fans?
No.
Yeah, I
No. There's other stuff.
I would think dart throwing fans.
Yeah, I don't like when fans of sports teams use the word "we" to talk about how the game went. Like, I don't like that.
You don't get team spirit. For me, the criteria of Star Wars, what the best thing about it is either, it's a multiple things, but it's what I would want to be. Either the person I'd want to be, the thing I'd want to use, the location I want to be. Like, what in Star Wars would I like to have in my life?
What would be the best experience for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, compare like having a lightsaber or being Han Solo. Like,
That's pretty good.
I think that's like how would I want to be in the Star Wars universe. Doctor Who fans are the worst, Patrick Murray says. There's only 7 of them. So, and so I think this is a good start. We'll always start with the veto round, but this time it's going to be 3 of them because we have a huge list to get through. It's going to be 3 veto rounds, and as always, we start with the oldest person here, Mr. Brian Christoph.
Am I older than you?
Yeah.
I'm not older than you.
No, I gotta be the oldest, don't I?
Yeah.
We'll start with the youngest person here, Austin Real.
Okay.
I'm not the youngest person. I'm under 30.
Well, no one knows.
Let me
Star
see.
Wars years.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe out the extended universe.
The extended universe, the books, the video games,
Not all of them. Not all the books, but just all that bullshit that happened from about 84 to 99. And past that.
I love what was the game, Shadows of the Empire?
Yeah.
The 64 game? I think that's maybe my favorite Star Wars
With Dash
game.
Rendar.
Yeah. The guy who's just the other Han Solo.
Dash gots to go.
Dash gots to go.
Can I veto his veto? Because that's actually my number 1.
The extended universe is your
Yeah.
number 1.
You
And
know
he went
what?
away, and the first thing he did is took away your number 1
Yeah.
thing. So to you, what you
cut
think...
deep, Brian.
So based on your criteria, what you think everybody is about when they hear Star Wars is the extended universe. They go outside the thing it is.
Screw the multi-billion-dollar movies or any of that. It's all about
Any-
books written by nerds that were upset that, there wasn't some way for Luke and Leia to actually get together without it being inappropriate.
Would
Or
fanfic have been a more appropriate...
Palpatine clones, that got ridiculous. All the kids going bad and then getting good and going bad again, that was dumb. Chewie died.
Yeah, by a moon. A moon.
Yeah,
fell on his
moon
head.
crushed Chewie.
Wait, a moon? What?
A moon fell on Chewie.
Wait,
They
what?
had to take that Wookiee down.
Saving Hans and Leah's son, and a moon falls on him. That's just great.
Wait a second. He was just hanging out
Yeah,
in a moon.
and a moon crashes on him.
How many books do you think were made in Star Wars?
Oh, hell, there's got to be.
Official? Over 100, right?
Yeah, there's maybe it's not. It's a lot, though. It's too many.
I know the comic books. There's a lot of. You're talking about books, dude. You're not even talking about comic books.
Some of the comic books are dog shit, too.
There was a comic book written that I think I showed you guys about what they were going to plan on being the sequel of Star Wars failed. It was just like
Yeah.
Leia and Luke just going to a prison and escaping it.
That sounds like fun. Prison Break style with lightsabers?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think actually they had any lightsabers. Also, Darth Vader died in it.
Were they brother and sister?
No, they don't mention the father
See,
either.
there's a little bit of that Luke and Leia getting together thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why so many people wanted that to happen.
I like it.
Still want it to happen.
That's what I wanted. When I found out, that's what I was like. No, that's the number 1 thing in porn is incest porn. I don't know. I haven't made that joke.
That can't be. That can't be number 1. I believe it might be top 10. I can't believe it's number 1.
I'm glad Mara Jade isn't canon anymore, and I'm glad Star Trek number 5 is not canon anymore. Gordon's really leaning in on the Star Trek thing. But extended universe, I'm sorry, Brian. Unless you can convince Austin not to take it off, do you think you can?
I mean, I love Star Wars, but there's so many plot holes in the movies and those books. Like, they make trilogies just to correct one point, one line in the movie, which I love delving into. I've been getting really into those audiobooks. The guy's really into reading it. There's sound effects going on. I mean, like, fucking lightsaber battles, man.
Yeah, just take it off the list.
Oh my god.
No, you didn't give in some.
Not enough.
The video games, all the
The
great
video games are probably the best part of the
You just
extended
showed your
universe.
hand too much leading up to this. I knew you were just such a fan.
Knights of the Old
So
Republic. I
somebody
never
wins
played.
at this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fans. So far, Austin has 1 point. Does that help?
Yeah. Sweet.
Brian, you're down 1 point. Can you come back and defeat Austin Real in this new game show that happened? You're up next.
Yeah, I hate The Last Jedi.
Whoa. How do you feel about that, Austin?
That cuts deep.
How did that even make it out of all the movies?
Because it's the best one made.
You think Last Jedi is the best
It's
Star
the
Wars
best
movie?
one made. Go back and watch all of them and tell me how they hold up to this greatness. There's some sweet moments in it.
There's some
But they're
fantastic
also, I
moments.
mean, you have to admit, Star Wars is full of just hokey-ass moments that don't make any sense. I mean, all the movies are full of plot holes.
Yes.
So the argument that The Last Jedi has plot holes is a bunch of shit.
There's also going to be spoilers this episode, so
Yes.
just so you know.
Luke died at the end of Last Jedi.
Well, there you go.
Dead as fuck.
Well, you can turn it off now in the 5 seconds. You
He's
won't get
not dead.
spoilers.
What he did was he surrendered himself to the Force to help give enough time to the nearly shattered resistance to have enough time to run away. He projected himself across the universe, and Kylo Ren thought he was fighting him, but he wasn't.
Also, he drank milk out of an alien tit.
Yeah. But it was mostly that for me.
That was the best scene ever in Star Wars. Is him drinking it, then scowling at Rey when he walks by her, like, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
This is what I
That's
am.
fine. No, take it off. Take it off. That's fine.
The Last Jedi, folks. I think the movie was great, and I think of all scenes, I think it has two of the greatest scenes in Star Wars history, outside maybe Luke, I'm your father, and the
Pod racing.
Carbonite. No, pod racing. Fuck you with the pod racing. Was the hyperspace destruction of the thing. That scene was amazing. And the lightsaber scene with Kylo and Rey.
When they fight together,
Yeah,
yes.
that was
when Kylo kills Snoke.
the lightsaber to the back of the guy's head.
Leia officially using the Force to pull herself in from space back into the safety of a ship.
That
You
scene.
fucking kidding me! You like that part? That was so fucking stupid!
Why? It makes complete sense.
Leia's never once had a force power. Can
I
all
know.
decide to do something no one else in the history of Star Wars is able to do. Superman through space and then press the button to let her back inside the spaceship, and all those fucking rebels don't go outside into space. Are you kidding me? The best movie.
There's a shield that keeps him
There's a
from
shield.
sucked out. But here's what is canon, Brian. This would be a peripheral novel to supplement the movies and the games, is that there was a conversation between Yoda and Obi-Wan's Force Ghost in which they argued that Yoda did not want to train Luke. He wanted to train Leia because he felt like she was the better prospect to defeat the Emperor and Vader.
More calm.
Yeah, so she very well could be stronger in the Force than Luke. Luke's just got more moves.
I mean, with Leia
The best follow-up.
and with Rey, like, I don't understand how the female movie characters are able to do Force stuff without getting any type of training.
Well, midichlorians
What do
work
you
better
mean?
with 2 X chromosomes. That's just common knowledge.
Okay.
The Y chromosome really throws off the midichlorians, and your bloodstream just doesn't do different. It's how they work with like fatty acids. I feel like this is all explained in the movie.
We're taking it off. Last Jedi.
Wow, Last Jedi's taken off, and that's another point for Austin. Austin's up 2-0. What? I don't know. I mean,
That was a trap. That was a trap.
it's a trap.
They killed Akbar.
It's a trap. I'm glad he. What if Admiral Akbar did the Force power? Would that have been better?
Yes.
Everyone uses the Force in episode 9. Everyone's got it.
Everyone's got a little Force in them. They're all the most powerful Force users. It's a trap. It's the Force.
It's Attack of the Clones all over. Force users everywhere.
I'm up next to determine what's not the best Star Wars thing to take off the list. And also, keep commenting. If I don't mention your comment, I'm sorry. I'm trying to look and do this. But I appreciate all the comments you're getting. I'm going up next. What's not the best Star Wars thing? And I'm just going to take this off the list because it's the most overrated thing in that goddamn universe. Boba Fett. I'm taking Boba Fett off as not the best thing in Star Wars. I think we had talked earlier about the reason Boba Fett was so popular is this toy came out before he showed up.
It's like a picture of the toy people saw and they thought what's this guy's deal?
Yeah, it's in that new the new toy documentary that came out, the new toy documentary on Netflix. But it's more, he never does anything. Does he kill anybody?
Well, I mean, he captured Han Solo, which was pretty remarkable.
Yeah, he captured Han Solo through Lando double crossing him. So how much did Boba Fett really capture?
He convinced a guy's best friend to help double cross a guy.
That wasn't Vader to do? That was Boba Fett?
There was... Okay.
I think his biggest credits was being able to fly with a jetpack, which is pretty cool back in whatever, early 80s.
Yeah.
And then he was the only one to talk back to Vader, and Vader was okay with it.
And relax and didn't kind of...
Yeah. But yeah, I don't care about Boba Fett either.
No.
I do enjoy
He does look cool.
Like 12, we have odd side characters, which I would have put Boba Fett in there. Just the fact that he got his own number.
I feel like Boba Fett, the way they cover him like Star Wars Battlefront, making him a specific villain, I think Boba Fett's kind of outrised any other B character, you know?
Yeah.
Consider what you think are the B characters.
He's probably the biggest supporting character. Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
Next to Luke. I think Luke
Okay, so you understand the movie.
Luke's the supporting character, right? It's just a movie about Chewbacca and Yoda.
It's not about him at all.
All right, I can't believe it, but we're taking off Boba Fett, and that's 3 points for Austin right now.
Shit.
I'm killing it
So
right
bad.
now. Where's the scoreboard?
I keep in track of it. It's 3-0-0 right now. Austin Rio way in the lead. It's not even close.
I love winning.
Talking about winning, you have a chance to get another point.
Okay. Am I eliminating something?
You're eliminating something as not the best Star Wars thing.
Oh, the fans. Easy.
The fans.
Easy. The fans.
The fans. You're saying the fans are the worst. The reason is because they hate everything they love.
Well, they don't get that they don't have control over it. They want control. They want it to be custom tailored to them, and it's not about that. George Lucas owned it. He was allowed to make whatever movies he wanted. He sold it to Disney. They're allowed to do whatever they want. You aren't owed shit. Buy a movie ticket and enjoy it. And if you want something better, go make your own better thing. But don't be some lame ass who rips off somebody else's idea just to make some shitty story that doesn't fit in anywhere.
I have a pretty good Star Wars fanfic about C-3PO teaching in university different languages. It's like the last season of Scrubs, which I think is the best season of Scrubs. And it's just C-3PO really taking younger robots under his
The last season of Scrubs is the equivalent of the extended universe in Star Wars.
So angry.
It was just nice that they brought in a new young faces and the cast, and they all
perfect.
One girl, she was just like JD, but it was a girl. That's different. I'm not used to that.
JD girl.
Brian has proved that the fans are the worst. Oh well, Patrick coming in hot.
I feel like Patrick's gonna light this whole thing up for an hour.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like the fans.
Roasted. Patrick is already roasting. The fans taking off. So if you're watching and you're a fan of Star Wars, Austin has said you're not the best thing about it. But I'll tell you the best thing about Thank You Very Much. The fans. That's the best thing about Thank You Very Much.
How many fans do you have?
Well, right now, this is the most comments I ever got. No one likes these scrubs. Shut the fuck up. I don't understand. Matt Stevens is coming in real drunk. Brian Christoph, you're up next. What is not the best thing about Star Wars on our list?
I guess from the list that we still have left, me personally, would be the toys.
The toys?
I remember when I was like 10, my dad bought me for Christmas a 1,000-piece, Millennium Falcon Lego set.
Gotcha.
Oh, what an asshole.
I know, I was so happy, but...
Can you believe that asshole? Buying you a very nice Lego set.
But he would yell at me every day afterwards, saying how much it cost, and that I wouldn't finish it, and it would just kind of sit there.
Well, your dad would just tell you how much it cost.
Do you think you don't like the
Good money for this.
Or maybe you don't like your dad? Can we put Brian's dad up there?
Brian's dad is the toy.
18.
The movie The Toy is Brian's dad.
I miss you, Dad.
He's still alive.
He is, and I love you very much, but I was very upset when I was 10 at Christmas, and I'm sorry, I didn't finish it.
Oh, you didn't finish
I
it.
still didn't finish it.
Oh, well, he was right.
Gwen Sunkel, my favorite comment I think I've ever had. I've already made it farther in this podcast than I have in any Star Wars movie.
But in high school, my friends and I bought all those fake lightsabers. In
I
the
have a-
parking lot, we'd have lightsabers.
I have a Han Solo in the other room just hanging on one of my art pieces.
Can I play with that during the show?
No.
Oh.
It's very old. It's still mint condition, even though it's been out of the box and I moved it around
That's
a lot.
not mint condition.
I don't know what that means. I think it is.
It means not out of the box.
We'll see what happens. I'll take it to the Antiques Roadshow. So we're taking off toys.
Do you have a rebuttal to toys? I mean, I've had love.
You seem to be upset with toys.
They're okay. I mean, the toys are great. The toys, I think, is what allowed a lot of people who weren't even born when the original movies came out to even have a connection to all of it. So,
And for me, that was the video games with the extended universe. But yeah.
I guess the video games would be considered more toys than extended universe.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, well, can
What
we
do you
take
think?
Toys back off then.
I mean, toys. He wants to take toys off. I'm not going to fight Brian. He needs one.
I just want the video games. That's my
Yeah, I think
you just crossed off your own favorite thing.
He gets another point. God damn it! You know what? Actually, in that round, points are double. So yeah, you're at
5.
No, you got points. You got 2 points on yours as well. So 7 points for Austin Real. 0 me, 0 Brian. So I'm sorry, Brian. I thought I'm putting the points together. You think I'd be winning? But Austin Real is just shutting us out right now. Pure defense. That not a lot of people use defense in Rank You very much.
Well, actually, if you know anything about the lightsaber fighting forms, you know that Form 5, used by both Darth Vader and Luke, is a mostly defensive fighting style that's very effective.
Which is just vicious
Have you watched
attacking.
the movies?
No, it's defensive in nature with very aggressive moments of attack. That's why they're both missing a hand.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if you know this, but at the end of this podcast, one of us will lose a hand.
To be fair, Vader used a variation of 5, 4, and 3, I believe, in Empire and Jedi.
That's how you do Pythagorean theorem with a right triangle. 3, 4, 5. You know, that's multiples. Anyways, I think Darth Vader is a real jerk. But I'm up next. I'm gonna take one of these off. Just so you guys are aware, if you can't read the fine handwriting that I did not write.
It's backwards to them.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
it's backwards.
you gotta
It's
fix
not.
that.
It's not backwards on that. I gotta figure out. I think I
You
can do it
gotta
on
fix
YouTube
it.
where I can flip it.
Wait,
I
it's
can
not
do it here.
backwards on.
It's not backwards on the vid chat.
But just Facebook?
Just Facebook. I've not been because I want to read the comments. You know, I could make it right side if I flip that, but I can't read the comments. So it's like, what are you gonna do? You know. I'm sorry, everyone, but this podcast is the best run thing I've ever done in my life, and it's still backwards.
This is the best Swiss watch you've ever put together. Is this podcast? Holy shit!
The Swiss. I like their
Running.
cheese.
This thing hums, Joe.
This thing's got holes in it.
Wow,
I-
Brian, you're not doing well over there. You're powering.
Man, that Last Jedi thing really got to you. All right, I'm up.
Brian's gonna drink a beer for everything he cares about that gets taken off the list.
Too bad. Never mind. I'm up next. I'm gonna take something off the list. What?
You about to do a mom joke?
No. I was still only gonna do a mom joke. The best thing in Star Wars. I also don't. Outside, I don't know. That's pretty nice.
This is hard.
I'm taking off locations because locations are not the best. They're a great thing about Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. They're a great thing, the locations, but they're not the best thing.
There's so much more stuff on there you could axe before locations, odd side characters.
No, I like the outside characters. That's one of my favorite things.
Okay.
So, for me, locations, Hoth, Dagobah, Tatooine, other places, the Death Star,
Yavin,
Yavin,
Yavin 4.
Yavin 4,
Starkiller Base,
Starkiller Base, Earth, the Sun,
Snoke Ship,
Snoke's ship,
Crate, is it
the
Arc 2? Act
space.
2?
What is it?
Act 2? Where
Act
Luke
2.
projects his Force Ghost to fight Kylo Ren.
Oh no! My favorite part of that, not my favorite part, but the guy takes the ground, he's like, I've never been on this planet before. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's salt.
Yeah, what kind of, how loose is that galaxy? You just show up on a planet you've never heard of and you lick the ground? No wonder.
Hey guys, it's salt.
No wonder the Resistance just fell apart.
I mean, Tatooine's 2 sons, it was just magical.
Yeah.
Jakku has 2 sons too, I think.
Jakku, fuck. The fucking shit! No new trilogy stuff! Can we just stick to the old 6 movies?
No. Star Killer Base is the best thing about Star Wars. You said pod racing earlier.
I know, it was a bad joke.
But yeah, folks, I'm taking off locations. Don't get me wrong, they're memorable, they're great. But I can already look at the list and know that it's not going to win, so I'm just taking it off now. Mm-hmm. So, goodbye, locations. See you later. Folks, that's 2 rounds of veto. What song is that?
Oh, that's,
Is that Genuine?
That's Luke's theme song.
yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was Genuine.
With my father, he took me to California, the indoor forest with those tall trees.
The Redwood Forest?
Yeah, by the Golden Gate Bridge.
Is that where they filmed it?
Yeah.
Huh, that makes sense, because they're giant trees. I don't know where else you would film it other than a place with the...
Well, and indoor has giant trees.
Yeah. Well, indoor's not real.
But I went there. Oh. With my father.
That makes sense.
I miss you, Dad.
You have a father.
Yeah.
Brian. I am. Anyways, guys, we're down to our final... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Final 11. We're doing another round. Oh, we're doing 2 more rounds of veto. Holy fuck.
Oh, man.
This is a long day for everyone to exist.
All right.
We're going to start with the youngest person here, Austin Real. What are you taking off? Not the best thing about Star Wars.
Ooh.
It's not easy right now, folks. You want to know what the list is? You can't read it. It's Han Solo, soundtrack, lightsabers, the Force, Chewbacca, Yoda, Skywalker family, vehicles.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put the weakest thing on there now. It's gonna be outside characters at this point.
Odd side characters. We're talking Porkins. You love Porkins.
Red 6. I did like that. I was the only one laughing in the theater at Last Jedi.
When the fat guy blew up?
Yeah, I feel like that was a Porkins tribute to him. And the movie was filled with fucking tributes, but I did like that.
Wait, there was a fat guy who blew up
in
the new movie?
There was a fat guy and I guess an X-Wing, whatever their version of X-Wings is, and he...
Yeah, wasn't that the British guy that's on TV singing in the car all the time?
Oh, was he a famous actor?
Well, no, he's a late night host. What's his name?
James Corden.
James Corden, yeah.
Was that really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was James Corden.
Oh.
I don't know. I have to look that up. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Let's go to the comments. They don't know.
It's James Corden, the fat guy in the new Star Wars. He blows up. It's right when they do the bombing thing. Also, at the end of the movie, Luke dies.
Sort of gives himself
Daniel
to the
Craig
Force.
was in the first one of the trilogy.
What?
That's fun. Force
Okay,
Awakens,
so let's
Daniel
get those
Craig
odd
was
side
fun.
characters off.
Yeah, so odd side characters. To me, that also includes Greedo. Other people that includes is the other bounty hunters, Darth Maul,
Salacious Crumb.
the Rancor. I also would like to just mention that guy who's the Rancor trainer crying.
Yeah, that was
is one of the a great scene for like no reason to have it in the movie. It's just a guy like my thing, like you just killed the thing I love.
Yeah.
How good a person are you? Not.
Yeah, that made me feel.
One of the worst people. Luke Skywalker. The Flying Guido Elephant. Arcane Silvermaster. Padme is an odd side character. Odd side characters off the list. To me, I thought that was one of my favorite things about Star Wars, and what makes it memorable is these odd scenes that you kind of see throughout, instead of just the main story. Every movie's got main stories, but the universe they built outside of it, perfect. But again, points are triple now, so you're at 12. 12-0-0.
How do I come back? This is...
I don't know, Brian.
Okay.
I don't think I can come back either. Brian, you're up next. What are you deciding?
Man, what do I take off in these?
It doesn't get easier as the list goes down. I mean, we did 17 just so we can get some momentum.
I mean, vehicles of ATA walkers from Chewbacca. I don't know. He's cute, but He feels like another just kind of side character. I don't want to be the guy who eliminates Chewbacca, Yoda, Wardrobe, R2-D2. I guess Chewbacca. I mean,
Chewbacca?
Man.
You're in the Wookiee yodeling, and you take off the Wookiee.
Well, he wasn't a good yodeler himself. They do exist. It's rare. Yeah, I'm going with Chewbacca.
Chewbacca, folks. Chewbacca did not make it to the final 5. He's off the list because of Brian Christoph. And I gotta tell you, that takes gusto. And you wouldn't have had that gusto without Austin Real. That's 3 points for you. 15-0-0. Chewbacca off the list. Also, I want to mention in The Force Awakens, a lot of people are upset that Rey was able to beat Kylo so easily.
Yeah.
The reason is, if you see Chewbacca earlier in the movie, he has this giant harpoon thing. And
Clips him.
Kills like a stormtrooper. The guy goes flying.
Yeah.
And then he just hits Kylo, who like just kind of takes it. This weapon is super powerful, and Kylo's been shot with it in the side. His force is used to kind of heal that wound while he's fighting Rey.
Well, he's also kind of mentally and off balance, but also off balance with the Force because he just killed his father.
Han Solo.
Han
Solo is his father. If you guys didn't know. Han Solo comes back in The Last Jedi, and he Force shows himself next
He uses Force lightning on Yoda.
Yoda for no reason. It's just why I'm already dead.
Do you think that's lightning? And then he nails him.
Think that lightning you is? That was Yoda. That was my Yoda impression. But yeah, Chewbacca off the list, folks. Chewbacca off the list. You're a nice baby boy. 15-0-0 is the score. If you're keeping track at home, Austin is in the lead. I am up next to take off what is not the best thing about Star Wars. And Jesus Christ. The problem is I love how the stormtroopers look, so I can't take that off the list. Han Solo soundtrack, lightsabers, the Force, Yoda, Skywalker fan, vehicles, R2-D2, wardrobe. I think Austin tried to subliminally tell me what to take off the list, but I will not.
I mean, you could just take Han off now that we got rid of Chewie.
No. He just goes by the hip. He has no reason to be involved in the story, and is still one of the greatest heroes of all time. I'm taking R2-D2 off. And the reason I'm taking R2-D2 off is in the new movies when you see R2-D2, I don't care. Like, I don't have that same kind of feeling as any of the other stuff that I see. Like, I actually like seeing Chewbacca more than I like seeing R2-D2. And if Chewbacca's not going to make the top 5, R2-D2's not going to make the top 5. I'm taking R2-D2 off the list, even though he's the only character that knows everything that's happening.
Besides the droid mind wipe between the two trilogies. But yeah, I agree with
No, he didn't get mind wiped.
Yeah, him and C-3PO.
I thought it was just C-3PO.
No, they both did.
Oh, okay. Well, then, therefore, it only helps my case. R2-D2 off the list. Not the best thing about Star Wars.
Damn it.
And that, I don't know if you know that. Thanks, Brian. That's 3 points for Austin as well, for just really humming that soundtrack well. 18-0-0. This time the points are all, it's 4 points. And this is the last veto round of what not the best thing about Star Wars is. Han is only in the story because Chewbacca is old friends with Obi-Wan. Okay. It was just C-3PO. Patrick said it was just C-3PO that got mind wiped.
I'll watch that again. Okay.
Austin, as the oldest person here, you have to take off.
I'm going to go with...
It's not easy. By the way, the list so far...
I'm going to go with Han at this point.
Han Solo off the list again!
Yeah.
He's
a great character, but he just doesn't hold up to the other stuff.
He has nothing to do with the Force. He shouldn't even be in this story. Just got thrown in, and he's still time and time shot Darth Vader. Blew up the new Death Star.
He missed. And no, he didn't. Wait, no, he didn't. It was the black guy.
Oh yeah, Lando was in. What was Han doing in the second one? Oh, he was fighting on Endor.
Yeah, he was on Endor, just dusting it up with the walks.
And he missed Vader, because Vader's a Force thing.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, he shot Vader. He saved Luke to do it. Got Vader out of there. So that's pretty good. Skywalkers are meh. Wow, Han is better. Gordon Schmidt saying the Skywalker family not as good as Han Solo.
I'm guessing that this new Han Solo movie is going to do a fraction of what.
This Han Solo movie, I was reading it the other day, and I listened to a podcast that I like. Disney is already preparing for this to be an utter failure. Like, the script was rewritten. They said the
You know
script...
what they brought in to fix it?
Ron Howard.
Isn't that great?
Phil Lord, the guy who made the Lego movie, and the other guy were the ones who wrote it. It was supposed to be more improv-y, like the whole movie, like more just casual, just kind of joke. Disney didn't like that because it wasn't part of their thing. And the guy apparently who they got to be Han Solo, they found out that he just can't act. Like, he's just not good at acting. Like, I think I liked him in that Hail Caesar movie, which I thought was really good.
I've seen that movie. Which one was he?
He's the lasso guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But apparently he's just a really bad actor. Like, any of the subtle charm that he has in that is not translated.
It's very attractive, but yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Even in that movie, he was played as a bad actor.
Yeah. So apparently he nailed that role. Why was I not on this? Because Joe can't compete with talent, Patrick. Thank you, Andrew Mortensen. You jerk. So, by the way, Andrew Morton says that Joe can't compete with talent is saying that Brian and Austin are not talented.
I have no idea. I've never heard of Andrew Mortensen, so I'm going to just assume.
He regularly goes to White Rabbit and sees you perform at the Evening with the Authors.
Oh, well, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Hopefully someday you have the courage to grace the stage and I can watch you.
It's going to be minus points, right?
Yeah, actually, you know what? That takes gusto. That's another point. 19,000.
Yeah, damn you, Andrew! Insult the fans!
Well, you already took off the fans of Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm going after White Rabbit now.
Nobody can like anything in Austin's world right now. Austin, you're up. The last round of veto, you took off Han Solo, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's 23-0-0. That's 4 points for you.
Oh, no.
Brian, you're up. What are you taking off here? It's not easy. I know what I'm taking off, and I know you guys aren't going to like it.
So 14 was originally on there because I wanted Princess Leia's slave costume, and Joe wanted to go PC and put wardrobe on there. And when you mentioned wardrobe, Stormtroopers.
Yeah. That's what makes me keep that on there.
That slave costume was big for a lot of guys.
And the Darth Vader.
I mean, I get it. You couldn't do it today, but I mean, once she gets off the chain and she's no longer enslaved, but she's just running around shooting stuff, that's a lot of fun.
And I'll tell you what, I thought it was off the chain.
Okay. Brian, get another beer.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, we're having fun. We're all grown-up boys. Although, I do think this looks like the Star Wars nerds that like the movie with fake glasses.
Yeah, those aren't even real.
Those are not real glasses. I think you need to know he's a psychopath.
Can I just say how much I love ATA walkers before I take off vehicles?
You're taking X-Wing off.
Wait, what's an ATA walker?
Those are the things on Hoth.
AT-AT.
ATA, well, I don't forget what it is.
AT-AT.
Yeah,
The 4 legs or the 2?
4.
That's an AT-AT.
AT-ST is the 2 legs, right?
That's the 2-legged.
What was the one in The Last Jedi with the gorilla ones when they were able to...
ATG something. Or, I don't know.
I think it was like AT-TT maybe.
Even at 12.
AT&T.
Even at 12, I hated pod racing. But I don't know, man. Those Naboo fighters look cool. The Death Star.
X-Wings are amazing.
X-Wing,
TIE Fighters, the Millennium Falcon, the Death Star,
the dirt bike things on Endor.
Slave One, Boba Fett ship. Pretty sweet.
I can't believe you're thinking about taking off vehicles.
I don't know what else. Soundtrack, I love.
The Jawas, I think the Jawas are in. The giant.
Oh, yeah.
The way overbuilt thing that it definitely didn't need to be that big.
Sandcrawler?
Yeah, the Sandcrawler.
For me, Hot Leia overranks vehicles.
Well, we also have other things on the list
No, I
too.
mean, soundtrack, lightsabers, Force, Yoda, Skywalker family. Those are also very important to me. I love vehicles, but out of that list, that's the least one.
Folks, the most iconic thing to me in Star Wars is the vehicles, and Brian Christoph is taking it off. Everything you've loved about it, all the cool designs, the technological advances.
Man, I killed Chewie and vehicles. This is not what I wanted to happen this
The
week.
vehicles are taken off the
I
list!
feel like once Extended Universe went out, you're just lashing out.
Yeah, this is just anger. This is... You really leaned in on the dark side. And actually, you know what, Brian? 4 points for you. 23-04. I can't believe that. It's ATM6.
There's no numbers in that.
No, I think in the new ones there are.
Well, the new one, I don't give a fuck about the new ones.
So you the one asked about them. We're taking off vehicles off this list. So I'm up next. We got the best thing about Star Wars. No, I gotta drive. The best thing about Star Wars. This isn't easy. I think we can all agree this part is not easy. I personally. Oh, wait, never mind. I thought we had more individual characters than we did at the end here. And because of that, I was going to take something off, and I'm not going to anymore.
What were you going to take off?
I don't want to say.
Okay.
Fuck. Darth Vader looks so cool. I mean, that costume is amazing. The Stormtroopers are great. Even the new ones, the Kylo Ren helmet, that's a cool helmet.
Are you leaning towards 14 wardrobe?
I'm leaning towards it, but I don't want to take it off.
Princess Leia slave costume.
Yeah, I mean, it was neat and everything, but I've seen other women. Let's see. Also, your dog is whining, Matt said.
Oh, pet him, Matt.
God damn it. I kind of want to take, No, I don't. Okay, easy. I'm taking the wardrobe off. I can't in all good faith take off anything else. I can't figure it out. I thought about one of them, but I feel like it's better to talk about that item in the finals. So, I'm sorry. Wardrobe, everything that you see in Star Wars is off the list. Princess Leia's slave costume, Princess Leia's regular costume. I feel like we said slave way too much between the slave costume and slave one, and I apologize if anyone's offended by that.
Best night of my life, a date. I come back, and she comes out of the bathroom wearing Princess Leia's slave costume. Oh my god.
That really happened?
That really happened.
Did she curl her hair up?
No, she didn't do all that, and that was okay.
Why are you not dating that girl still?
It didn't work. It didn't work out.
Were you just sort of like yourself?
Yeah. Be yourself, Brian. That's not what you're supposed to do.
Did you have those glasses on? Did you wear fake glasses to the date?
Yes,
Be yourself, Brian. I wear glasses. I'm not crazy. I'm not a crazy person. Wardrobe off the list. Folks, unbelievable. We're down to our final 5. We're not vetoing anymore, folks. We're down to soundtrack, lightsaber, the Force, Yoda, and the Skywalker family. Before we continue, here's an update of the score: 27-04. You got 4 points on mine.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Is this the part where we add one from the
Yeah. So if you're watching right now, you have a chance to give us a comment of what you think of the best thing about Star Wars is. Our final 5 currently is soundtrack, lightsabers, the Force, Yoda, and the Skywalker family. So I'm going to read comments, and while that's going on, Brian, Austin, what are some great... We just heard one. What's some great Star Wars memories that you have?
I'm very neutral on Luke Skywalker as a character, but I would say Mark Hamill is one of the best things about Star Wars. The way that guy puts in the conventions and is talking about it. And
Skywalker family, Patrick.
I love Mark Hamill. That's,
so for you, your memories of Star Wars in your life is just seeing Mark Hamill.
No, the best movie experience in my life was when the Phantom Menace came out, and Darth Maul ignited that second side of the double lightsaber.
Did you see the trailer for it?
No.
That was a big moment when the trailer dropped for that.
Oh, I didn't see the trailer.
Them both.
Yeah,
the crowd lost their shit.
I'm so happy at 12.
What a smart move! Like, and what an easy thing to do.
It was cool because in the extended universe, they talk about in the books, the double lightsaber doesn't actually give you an advantage. It actually gives you a disadvantage. But since people who use lightsabers have never seen a double before, it kind of throws them off balance, and that's what gives you the advantage. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Anyways, when he ignited that second red side, oh my god, I lost it at 12.
If you're watching, feel free to call in BitChat or comment on Facebook to see if there's anything you want to have added to the list. Brian, double lightsabers. I think he likes a lot. Austin, what's your favorite outside of owning a laser disc of Star Wars? What's your favorite memory?
Probably when Luke turns Vader back. When he resists the Emperor, says he's not going to do it, says he's a Jedi like his father before him, and then the Emperor goes to lightning zap him, and then Vader comes back around, gets his shit together, chucks him down the hole.
Spoilers. Spoilers for Episode 6. Gordon.
Also, maybe favorite moment in Star Wars completely could be that fight that Kylo and Rey do together.
Okay. Last Jedi had such great moments. Overall, I hated it, but it had really great moments in that movie. If they boiled it down to 10 minutes, that might have been my favorite movie.
Well, I mean, all these movies can be boiled down to about 10 minutes, right? Super cuts.
Patrick is very upset Boba Fett got his own thing and that the Skywalker family is combined and it's not Darth and Luke separate.
I agree with that.
So if that's the case, how about this? Because all I've got recommended was Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah.
And bring Chewbacca back. If you guys are okay with it, Austin, there's nothing in those. Or you just...
I got to spill a little beer on your couch.
No. How did you spill it over there?
Had my can up over there. Just a little bit.
Okay. That's fine. It's just cloth. So if and I'm going to ask you if you're okay with this, we split the Skywalker family up and make the extra one Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. About to do that right now. Light Skywalker fam. Luke Skywalker.
I don't know how you read those.
Darth Vader. What'd you read there, Austin?
It's not doing anything. I'm not sure we have a lot of viewers.
Oh, well, that's fine. Up there we have 71 views.
Oh, nice.
People will find this 100 years from now.
Well, it's gonna go on YouTube, and everyone knows the fucking look on YouTube. You know, these fucking losers.
Okay.
These fucking losers go on YouTube and they're like, "Look at this kid fall down. I'm old." You know what I mean?
Who's your other two fans?
Oh, hey, I'm Paul Logan. Dead people. It's Logan Paul.
Logan?
Logan Paul. You seen this guy, the YouTube guy? A lot of the kids watch him all the time.
Oh, yeah.
The Suicide Japanese
I saw
Forest.
that guy, yeah.
Which is a horrible name for a forest. Darth Vader is the best thing in Star Wars. So right now, folks, we're down to our final 6. You guys, Patrick spoke. He was able to split up the Skywalker family, which is what happened in between episode 3 and 4. We're down to our final 6. Soundtrack, lightsabers, the Force, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and Yoda, folks. 3 characters, 3 other aspects of the movie. Story. One is built around the movie itself, and one is weapons used. So I gotta ask you, we're gonna go one at a time to determine whether a top 3 aspect of Star Wars. First off, Austin and Brian, what do you feel about our final 6?
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good. We got that out of the way. That was a good agreement. I like the teamwork. First off, soundtrack. Is that a top 3 thing about Star Wars?
It is to me. I know Austin's not a fan. I love the soundtrack.
The soundtrack's good. To me, right now, it's between the soundtrack and Yoda.
Of what's not the top 3?
Yeah.
So there's 4 other things after that. But I would say soundtrack is great for the original 3, okay for the other 6.
Yeah.
It could literally be the best soundtrack as far as the score goes.
Yeah, I like Lord of the Rings a whole bunch.
This has got more iconic than Lord of the Rings score. Definitely.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
I mean,
Lord of the Rings fan over here. Those musics are pretty. Yeah.
I think quality of song, like maybe memorable in quality. I think.
Boom.
That's Lord of the Rings.
You can identify the opening when Star Wars just goes. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, like
Mm-hmm. But I can also identify the other Lord of the Rings songs. But again, my dad made me read the books. I miss you, Dad.
Your dad made you read them?
He took a course in college. Token.
Oh, they made it Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Tolkien? Not Token.
Token, like you're smoking. Token. JJRR token.
That was Tolkien.
Nope, it's token. You're right.
Just so you know, our removal of Skywalker families also removed Princess Leia from this list.
That's true. I don't care about Princess Leia, just the costume.
That's fair.
I'm glad we split up Luke Skywalker
And
Vader.
Kylo Ren,
I don't care about Kylo.
who I think is the greatest thing about Star Wars.
I don't care
Have you
about
seen his
Luke Skywalker.
upper bod?
He is thick.
Those are views. Adam Driver's great.
Yeah, he is great.
That's good.
Sorry, what was the question?
Soundtrack, top 3 thing.
Yeah, I would personally yes.
And Austin is saying,
Personally,
No, it's not the top 3 thing about Star Wars.
okay, we're gonna put it on the bubble and go down the list and see if it gets on there or not.
Okay.
Lightsabers is it? It's lightsabers the top 3 thing about Star Wars. I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay, so lightsabers have moved on. The Force is the Force
Of
a
course.
top 3 thing. Well, I don't know. I actually don't know about that. What do you think, Brian? Do you think the Force is the top 3 thing about
It's
Star Wars?
living inside of us. It's all around us, whether you can control it or not.
This is all about
It's there.
bringing the Force back into balance. That's what the whole story is
Which
about.
was so fucking stupid. The Jedi control.
I mean, even
the Senate for 1,000
even the
years.
Empire and the Rebellions represent a light and dark.
Aspect of the Force.
Yeah.
Everything's about balance. You know, this
I
is
mean-
why Luke is so difficult to and Adam Driver is so much interesting because they're going back and forth all the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, in the Phantom Menace, you have this Jedi Council working for the Galactic Senate for over 1,000 years. They ruled peacefully, and they have this kid who might bring balance to the Force. You haven't seen a Sith in 1,000 years. Why would you want this boy to come in and bring back? It doesn't make any sense. But anyways, the Force is amazing. It's probably my number 1.
So we'll see. So this is interesting because I'm going to say right now because the soundtrack is probably not top 3 then.
It's still my top 3.
So you think Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker are not in your top 3?
I don't like Luke. I like Darth. Yeah.
Well, let's go down. Is Darth Vader top 3?
I mean, yeah, I mean, he's huge. As far as characters go, I'm probably in the minority in that I like Luke as a character better. But
I guess how about this?
Darth Vader's so important to. He had such an impact in the story. He has a massive impact across the universe, but not the way Luke does. Luke is actually like a positive legend.
Sure. I guess this is a dumb question.
But
does
this
Anakin include in Darth
Yeah,
Vader?
that's Darth Vader.
Okay,
yeah.
so a whole life.
The whole-
But the whole 4, 5, and 6 are about how Darth Vader is the hero. Everything is about
No, they're not though. They're not, because without Luke, Darth Vader just goes on being Sidious's little lapdog.
Well,
going
in
after
the extended
people.
universe, isn't he plotting to take him over?
See, that's difficult because in the extended universe, the rule of 2, which Darth Bane established, you always have one master to embody the power of the dark side and one apprentice to crave it. And Darth Vader was supposed to kill his master anyways. That's
Yeah.
just their...
Oh,
That's like the sign of a good apprentice is that he's trying
So
to kill
did he
you.
become good at the end?
And in the extended universe, there's a lot of stuff where like the master knew the guy was plotting, and it's like part of their training
Yeah.
is to foil a
Because
few
if he
plots.
can't
Yeah.
block his apprentice, he doesn't deserve to be the master of the dark side. So I don't know. I don't care about Luke. I love Darth Vader.
and you're saying Luke more than Darth Vader.
I like Luke more than Vader.
What about Yoda in this whole thing? Because we haven't mentioned him. Is Yoda top 3?
Honestly, I think Yoda kind of bit the shits on signing off on Anakin. So we could axe Yoda right now if you want to.
That and the damn Attack of the Clones climax battle.
That's flipping battle.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's supposed
God.
to be this badass Jedi. He catches one little bit of force lightning or something, or a push,
Yeah.
or I don't know. And then he just
this
skates
Matrix
out.
thing.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing with
Yo-
the
yo-
Last Jedi, see, that was my biggest complaint. That he could have force ghosted his way to Luke Skywalker this whole time. Seems like all Luke needed was a pep talk to get back into the galaxy dilemma that's going on, and he just shows up at this point to burn up not.
But I think if Luke would have done that earlier, then Rey would not have been who she was.
Who is she now? She's
She's
exactly where she started.
No, she's going to do Luke. But if he could have done this before at any time to talk to him, hey, don't do this to Kylo. I think all this has to happen because to me in Star Wars, there has to be an empire and there has to be a rebellion because that's the balance. You can't have just one. You need the evil and the light.
Well, yeah, because if the whole thing was just about, you know,
It's what
running
fucking-
the Empire, that would just be boring.
Which is one of the good things about the first three is that it's all light, but it's still bad.
Right.
Like it's bad if it's one or the other.
I
It's
know
good
there's
when there's a
more. I like
war
the whole
going on.
politics
Wait
thing.
a second.
I love the grand plan, the whole Sith thing. 1,000 years they were working on that, which to me was really cool. But I don't think you need an Empire and a rebellion. The fact that blowing up a second Death Star didn't do anything to the Empire, that was really annoying.
Yeah, they lost a lot of money. Well, I don't know how they got the money to the big Star Killer base. That's kind of strange.
Cross me off, you did. That was my Yoda.
The first 6 movies are about Darth Vader. Patrick Murray's on all caps that in the comics, Vader wanted to take over the Empire, which we already talked about. That's the Apprentice is supposed to kill the Master as part of the dark side.
Well, but he did want to do a little bit of what Kylo Ren has done, is that he wanted to just take the Empire for himself and rule the galaxy. Maybe not necessarily as a Sith, but as just get rid of slavery, get rid of all the crap that hurt him, make sure no one else has to feel that ever again, and it all slipped away from him at the last second, you know.
Oh.
Because he didn't have his partner that he wanted. I don't know.
And if you think about it, what Kylo Ren does at the end of The Last Jedi is a very Jedi thing, which is shed anything you have an emotional attachment to find out who you are.
Well, that's Sith as well.
Yeah.
Except Sith, they make you kill your family.
That was great. That was, I think, actually, like, in story-wise, when they fight everybody and then he goes, let them die. Oh, that was just great.
And
That was so well acted.
Mm-hmm.
And then so well, like, at the time, of course he would think that. Like, he doesn't give a shit about these people at all. He has no...
In the books, Palpatine was a
Other
rich
Leia.
senator from Naboo, and in order to embrace the dark side, he choked his mother to death.
So-
Got rid of everything but,
Yoda is off the list. We're down to 4. No, I'm sorry, 5.
Yeah.
So Luke, Darth. I think we have to decide between one or the other. And then if that's the case, soundtrack, lightsabers, the Force. I'm guessing soundtrack is the odd man out there.
For me, it's Luke first.
Well, we have to decide between Luke and Darth. So that we're getting to a final 3.
Okay.
So that's going to be 1, and then 2 of those up there. I think soundtrack is the odd one out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Soundtrack off the list. We're down to our final 4. Now we're deciding between Luke and Darth Vader. You're saying Luke. You're saying Darth Vader. Is there any way one of you switching to the other?
No. What did Luke Skywalker do besides what the plot forced him to do?
What do you mean, what did he do?
What did Darth Vader do that the plot didn't
He
make?
brought his dad back from the dark side.
But did he? Because I thought
Yes,
we established
he did.
he had to kill his master anyways.
But he wouldn't have come back from the dark side, and he would have just become the Sith master. That's
Did
all
he come back
had.
from the dark side? I feel like if he was going to live through that,
He did, because
fight-
he showed up as a Jedi Force ghost in the end of Return of the Jedi. He shows up. I am one of the people who does not believe that Vader is the chosen one. I believe that Luke is the chosen one, even though there's the chosen one prophecy. I think it's more complicated in that I know the Force created Anakin, but I believe Luke is the one who brings balance to the Force. I also believe that Luke finishes Return of the Jedi as a dark or a gray Jedi.
Oh yeah, I agree with that completely.
I do not believe he is a purely light Jedi. He uses too much
He's a
aggression.
dark
He
Jedi.
harnesses the power of aggression to defeat Vader.
When
and he knowingly does it.
when everybody was talking about why would Luke do that, I'm like, Luke tried to kill the fuck out of Vader at the end of the movie.
Also, Luke represents a mentality of he sees the arrogance. He even says it in The Last Jedi. It's arrogant to think that with either the Jedi or the Sith falling away, that the Force would go away, and that Luke represents the evolution of both into something new.
So he's like a modern day, the non-denominational Christians, plexiglass drummers.
I have no idea about any of that.
Brian, you're thinking hard on this
Just,
one.
I don't know. Vader, by far, is more important to the story than Luke was. No, I don't.
We can go. I mean,
Patrick Murray, I don't know if this helps you guys. Patrick Murray does say Luke is a little bitch.
well, okay.
Does that help?
Patrick also just got his driver's license. So. I don't think he's a good judge of character on.
So I am gonna go. If I vote here, I am gonna vote that Luke should stay, and the reason is the first 3 movies are utter dog shit, and that's all Anakin. So I think Luke is better in the next 2 movies than Anakin was in the first 3 movies. So I'm saying Luke Skywalker should move on to the final 3. But because of that, Darth Vader is now off the list. Darth Vader did not move on. It's Luke Skywalker, lightsabers, and the Force. But because of what just happened, just so everybody knows, Brian got 30 points from that. So it's now 34 points to 28 points.
Hey.
I have 2 points. So, Austin, I don't know. I mean, you
I didn't know
got...
that was going to be part of it.
Yeah, you got Luke Skywalker, but the
I didn't
point...
know. I mean, I like winning more than, you know,
It was
integrity.
it was a big point. Yeah, the rules are shady about how points work in this, but
A lot of plot holes in the rules.
yeah, it was basically why didn't he do light speed the entire time when he could have for points?
Yeah.
It's a permit, is what Patrick says.
He doesn't even have a license yet.
We're down to the final 3. Patrick, you didn't even say Darth Vader is the best thing in Star Wars, so why are you upset that it didn't move on? We're down to our final 3. The Force, lightsabers, Darth, and Luke Skywalker. What do you think is the odd one out doesn't belong in the final 2?
I hate Luke so much.
I'm kind of with you.
We can go. The Force and lightsabers are cooler than Luke.
Yeah, Luke Skywalker is off the list, so it doesn't matter. He's already gone. It was good to talk to him about it. He was better than Darth. We're down to the final 2, folks, and this... Actually, because you guys are both so easy to handle that stuff, you get 7 points. So now it's...
I'm back on top, baby!
35, 33, 2. Which is... I can't believe this is happening, folks. We're down to the Force, lightsabers. You guys want to talk about what you think about these items before we go down to a vote? We haven't talked about lightsabers that much.
As
other
a
than
kid,
the 2 lightsabers.
I think anyone would think a lightsaber would be awesome.
Yeah.
And within the first few minutes of The Phantom Menace, they made sure to show other stuff that lightsabers could do. Like he cut through the door. The preview had the double lightsaber, different colors of lightsabers.
Kylo's got that.
He's got the cross
handguard
guard thing, which has got a weird Crusader religious tinge that I'm not comfortable with. It's an older design, apparently, and I get why he has one. He doesn't want his hand to get cut off.
But
That
there's
happens
a
a
part
lot.
between the
Yeah, where you can cut
blades.
through it, so it doesn't make any sense. And it's made real shitty. You could tell he was mad about something when he was doing it and distracted. But lightsabers, as a kid, were amazing.
Yeah.
However, you start whipping around a lightsaber without being force sensitive, you're going to get your ass handed to you in a forest like Finn did. So, I mean...
I did like that Finn tried.
He went for it. God, is Finn puts in 110%. He is a journeyman rebel fighter if I've ever seen one.
That part confused
He also wants to get real away from them as soon as
Yeah, he
possible.
does. He's a quitter. He quits a lot of stuff. But then he comes back. Now, if he comes back and joins the First Order, that would be a huge upset.
He's like, wait a second, you guys are way better. Finn kills that guy who looks like Ron from Harry Potter growing up. Who's that commander guy's name?
Ron?
No. The commander in the First Order that Kylo...
H-O-N.
Hux?
Hux, yeah. He looks like Ron from Harry Potter growing up.
Finn doesn't kill Hux, does he?
No, Hux is still alive.
Yeah.
Finn tries to blow up the cannon, and then Rose, my favorite thing about Star Wars, saves the day. What about you, Brian? What do you think about the Force and lightsabers?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. When you think Star Wars, you think lightsaber. I mean, I read all these books.
So what do you think about the Force? We're not voting here yet.
See, I love the Force. 'Cause in the movies, you only do X amount of stuff, but in, like battle meditation,
Yeah.
it was in the books or the movies. Like one person could just sit down, yoga style, and just and then like thousands and thousands of her troop mates would be better at fighting, which
Yeah.
would totally turn the battle. So the Force by far could do more Force stuff, but lightsabers are just like cosmetics. It's really cool to look at. It's also Force healing, Force lightning, Force jumping, Force pulling.
Flying, all the
Through
best pilots
space.
are Force sensitive.
God damn it!
Flying Superman.
Okay, we're down to the vote, folks. The best thing about Star Wars: the Force, or lightsabers. I guess this was already this. I thought that one of the Skywalkers would have made it this farther, but they made it as far as they could. We're down to our final two. Austin Real, as the most middle-aged person here, what do you think is the best thing about Star Wars?
The Force.
The Force!
Really?
The Force.
Thought you were going lightsabers for a
I'm
second
gonna go
there.
with the Force. It's the whole story of the Force.
The
That's
whole
all it is.
story is the
responsible
Force.
for all of it. Force makes everything great happen. They're showing more and more Force powers. People are mind linked. Rey and Kylo talk extensively to each other in several scenes in The Last Jedi. They're able to touch each other. Somehow water splashes on Kylo from Octu. That I don't know how that happened, but that was pretty sweet.
That was pretty sweet. I love that because in that movie, when that happens,
Yeah.
that means somebody was sitting there with a bucket of water, off camera, and just did
Threw it
that, like it's like a SNL.
It wasn't a bucket. It was like just a
spritz.
Just a spritz. Yeah, just like flicking water on them. I'm gonna go with Force. Force is the best thing.
Austin votes the Force. I'm up next to vote, and I gotta tell you, the Force is too vague for me. I like a good old lightsaber. I like a good old lightsaber cutting through things. You can't have these robot hands without lightsabers. You can't talk about Fighting Form 5, 4, and 3 without lightsabers. Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker lightsaber, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan versus
All
Darth Maul.
things that
The fight at the end of Last
derive
Jedi.
from studying the Force.
Lightsaber battles are super tits, and hell yeah, it's rad, bro. I'm voting lightsabers as the best thing about Star Wars. Leaving Brian Christoph. This determines also who wins this entire thing. This is a big one. You get to pick. What is the best thing about Star Wars? The Force or lightsabers? Talk it out if you want, or you can just say it right away.
I like to say two more nerd things before I give my answer. I don't understand how Finn used the lightsaber, because in the old days...
It's got a button on it. He turned it on, man.
Exactly, because now they change it to you press a button, you have a lightsaber. You actually, in the old days, have to have Force.
Like summon it.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Didn't they used to
You don't
control
summon it.
You don't press a button.
They've always had a button on them.
They've always had a button.
They've always had a button
Then you
on
also
them.
had to use your Force when you press the button.
No, you just... Button. Turns on. It's a machine.
Yeah,
The crystals, the kyber crystals are imbued with Force energy.
Exactly.
But that's like what you said, meditation. You can imbue it, but that's as far as than any other.
So if
just
I
random
imbue
asshole
it
can
and
come
then I
and
give it
turn
to
it on.
you, you can use it.
Yeah.
I don't think that what's used to be for those 30 years.
Well, good thing the extended universe doesn't
That's
exist
true.
anymore.
That's
I mean, now it's just in the movies. Any asshole can turn it on. That's what's real, Brian. That's what's real in Star Wars.
The other point I wanted to make about the extended universe was that when they did the lightsaber battles, they were training. They just wanted it to be like you do, like you just have that memorized. It's just natural reaction. So when you're fighting someone lightsaber versus lightsaber, you're using the Force. That's where your mind's at. This is all just hand reaction and time.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to force people.
That's why he puts that mask on.
Mm-hmm.
Luke puts the mask on.
Yeah, because you feel it. You fight the thing, yeah.
Yeah, and you put up a Force shield, so you can't like force people. I always
Blows up
Also-
the Death Star by using the Force.
Also, really dangerous for him to let him use the deflected droid things in the Millennium Falcon while they're flying around.
They were just stunner things. I didn't get that either. Why are these stormtroopers shooting things that could be deflected back at them? And they could just have stun guns they could shoot and then walk up and curb stomp a
I'd do a bunch
Jedi.
of nets. Just a ton of nets.
Well, if a lightsaber, the nets wouldn't work.
No, a lot of
Just
nets.
stun the...
You need a lot of nets.
Anyways, the answer is Force.
The Force! You vote the Force!
Brian and I just went back to back.
Whoa!
Like Rey and Kylo to
That-
defeat Snoke.
Well, I'll tell you, let me calculate the points. The winner is Austin Real somehow. He got 87 points. You've got 63. I still have 2. Austin Real
Oh my
wins not
gosh.
only the game, thank you very much.
Oh.
A lot of people thought I was going to win there because I was keeping score of the points. But, again, lightsabers didn't win. So, the Force. Austin and Brian both vote the Force. The best thing about Star Wars, Patrick Murray, is the Force.
Do we high five? Yeah.
Don't touch me. Guys, that is the best thing about Star Wars. The biggest episode we've ever done. Patrick is upset. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It was fun. We learned a lot about each other, about Star Wars, and a little bit about Star Trek, too. I want to thank my special guest experts, Mr. Brian Christoph. He works regularly at Crackers Comedy Club. And is a nice, fun boy, nice, sweet boy in the local scene. Trademarked. Brian, do you have anything you want to plug? Twitter, Facebook?
Brian's the original sweet boy.
I miss you, Dad.
Okay. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. Austin Real, also very funny stand-up comic in the scene. Also works with a lot of the shows at White Rabbit, improvised character debates, evening with the authors. Sometimes you can see him at Wowie Zowie. Very funny guy. Also works clubs all around the Midwest.
Morty's Comedy Joint, which Joe's not what I mentioned.
Well, I was gonna say Morty's. But then I was like, but you work more than just Morty's.
Yeah.
Is what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
I don't want to put you in a specific bag.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I work at Just Crackers. Yeah.
Oh, you don't go anywhere else besides Crackers?
Oh, I love Morris,
No, that's-
but I just work at Crackers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just occupations.
Well, not that. Where he gets paid to do stand up. Where he gets paid to do stand up is Crackers.
Let's just go back into the clothes.
Okay, do you have anything you want to plug, Austin? Also runs a great show.
Oh, I'll be at Wowie Zowie this next Friday.
Next Friday.
You got a show tonight? Huh?
Oh, show tonight at the Beer Brewery.
He runs a monthly show at the Beer Brewery.
DJ Dangler will be there.
DJ Dangler.
DJ.
Definitely want to check out future things. Is there like a Facebook page for Beer Brewery they can like to see about future shows, or?
No, you can check out Hairbrain Comedy though to see about all the best comedy shows happening in town.
Hairbrain Comedy. Check it out. I'm Joe Bates, the host. At Joe America 22 is my Twitter. At Joe Bates Comedy is my Instagram. But you guys don't have to follow that. What I would like you to follow is like the Rank You Very Much Facebook page. Truly would appreciate that. And subscribe to the YouTube channel where you can watch a bunch of old episodes that we have. All archived on there. You can even see I don't think actually your episodes made it because Austin was on the first ever episode, and that recording got really stilted.
Yeah.
Multiple times because
that's when Bid Chat was getting off the ground before Bid Chat went down.
And now it's meet and greet.
Yeah.
And Brian's episode, you did one with AJ Griffin.
The Marvel Universe?
Yeah, the worst
superhero power.
Yeah, worst superhero power. I don't think I got that one on YouTube either. So this is the one that'll be on YouTube, the Star Wars one. This will be the most viewed one I ever had next to the RuPaul's Drag Race one. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'm Joe Bates. Thank you very much. Best thing about Star Wars, the Force. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Have a good night, everybody.